Good day everybody, Vanisher01 here, and no, you are not imagining things. I am playing Battlefield 3. I jumped on yesterday for a couple of games with Constantius. That's pretty much how I'm going to treat Battlefield for the time being, until Armored Kill comes out. I'm going to play, a couple of games here and there every day. Probably, 2-3. But I don't want to get worked up over the game. And that kind of started happening yesterday. It was a bit unfortunate that the typical nobody plays the game routine is still very much a part of this game, which is unfortunate. However, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the recent premium drop. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I kind of took a bit of a break from everything. Kind of unplugged myself from the internet. Now, what does that mean? I just didn't go near a computer. I had my phone with me, tweeted probably once or twice during the week, and I just stayed away from the internet, just done my own thing, stayed at a friend's place, just had, no contact really with the outside world, and if you want to put it that way. And I think it did me a world of good, it's a good thing. So the recent premium drop was a little disappointing in some people's eyes. I personally don't really care. I did not buy premium particularly for certain content drops. I knew they weren't going to be fantastic. I mean, they can't put a new weapon, a new camo every time a content drop goes down. So I was more interested in premium just for the 2 weeks early access to all the DLC that is coming out. Now, with Armored Kill coming out soon, I'm going to be looking forward to playing that 2 weeks before everybody else. Well, every other person who doesn't have premium, that is. And really getting to know the maps and that. And then when everybody else joins, premium members will have that bit of an advantage over others. And that could be, the telling factor, Good matches are hard to find these days. And I think those matches in that 2 weeks with people who are serious about Battlefield and who brought premium will be there playing those games in that 2 week period. So I think those games will be probably the better of the whole experience for me, that 2 week period. So I'll get back to the content drop. Now, we got an exclusive art book and a Armored Kill trailer. Now, there was also picture map idea to DICE. I would like to have seen what some of those ideas were. I wonder if anybody could link me to where people have posted their ideas. But I think some of those would be quite good. I mean, people do have some great ideas about what they would like to see map-wise in this game, and I think we have the tied-in close-quarter maps already covered in this game. The standard maps are quite tight sometimes. Some of them are, like the one I'm playing right now, Grand Bazaar, and we have close quarters now. So I think any ideas of larger maps would be, good to see. Now, the concept art, I mean, 10 months down the track, I mean, do we really need concept art of what they considered for Battlefield 3 when it's 10 months down the track, I don't think that was, yeah, hey, wow, awesome concept art, fuck that, I don't really care. And the exclusive trailer, big deal, we're kind of going to see that anyway. I think eventually it will be on YouTube, so it's not really exclusive. Someone will figure out how they can capture that, and then it will be up. I probably would do that myself if I wasn't afraid of getting a copyright strike, but there you go. So overall, are you disappointed with it? I particularly don't really care, as I said. I would have liked maybe a new camo, but I'm very ambivalent about the whole thing. As I said, I got it for the 2 week early access because I think those games are going to be people who want to play the game, and that's something I kind of want to talk about towards the end of the video. Something I've covered in the past, but I think it deserves to be said again. So what were you expecting with the content drop? What were you hoping that you would see or receive from DICE because you are a premium member? That's a question for you to answer down below. So I've got a little kind of Firefall-y thing I want to talk about too. I mean, people aren't really watching the videos, and I kind of am a little disappointed in that. It is a fantastic game. It is still in beta, yes, but it's not bad for a beta. There is still, you know, placeholder stuff. But there is still a lot of content in that beta for you to run around and play in. And you need not be intimidated if you don't have a great PC with this game. All the graphics options are scalable. You can lower your settings to the bare minimum if you need it. Minimum. I always hated that. Minimum. Anyway, you can scale the graphics, so you don't really need to be intimidated. Two of my friends, Atari and Castaneous, are playing Firefall on their laptops right now. They're 2.4 gigahertz processors with, you know, mobile graphics cards, and they're running it on medium. So you don't need to be intimidated if you don't have an exceptionally great PC. You know, it's not necessary, but it is possible to up your graphics, you know, to the highest ultra settings. However, to enjoy the game, it's not really necessary. And for those of you intimidated, this guy's been sitting right in that position the entire fucking game on my squad. It just pissed me off right then. But if you feel intimidated by mouse and keyboard, you need fear not. You can use a gamepad. I myself am using a gamepad in that game. Oh my god, the PC purists will, oh, you use a fucking gamepad. It works perfectly. There is probably one or two occasions where I've got to go to my keyboard to navigate a menu, and that's it. Or grab my mouse just to navigate, close a menu or something. Or actually I could press the B button to close a menu, but if I need to load something into the printer, I just use the mouse. It's right next to me, it's wireless, it's right here. And oh my god, he's using a wireless mouse. Fucker. Okay, so one or two other things here. Now, the design team, one of them was responsible for Tribes 1 and Tribes 2 on PC. The CEO of Firefall was a lead designer on World of Warcraft. So the MMO and the FPS are all covered. You know, they have the designers there. The PvP's also got the leader of Fragdolls involved. So sign up, give the game a chance. I can bet you'll love it. Alright, I'll get on to this last little point. Sorry if you stuck around for all that about Firefall. I appreciate you watching and thank you for listening. So I will just mention this one thing here. The level of commitment to the actual game in Battlefield 3 is still very diminished. There's just nobody seems to be interested in playing. You have an enemy team that's all there, all playing because they are in a live party, they're all grouped together, they're working together, communicating, and then you have, you know, 8 other people on your team that are just randoms who are running around doing their own thing, playing their own little meta game. That is still a problem in this game, and I think it will always be a problem. It was a problem in Bad Company 2 towards the end, and it's very apparent in this game now too. Everybody's into their own little meta game. They're not very interested in attacking, defending. They will sit in a corner, they'll do this, they'll do that. So I strongly suggest if you pick this game up, make sure you get into a group of people, you know, 8 people in a party, get into a server, and then just go hammer and tongs for the victory. That's what you have to do to enjoy this game. So I'll catch us again next time, and thanks for watching.